Happy Wednesday, 4 o'clock right now. It's a windy day around the Mile High City, and look at that. We see some raindrops. The winds, the cloud cover rolled in midday, dropped into the 70s today. We got a lot going on weather-wise. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And it moved in fast. I am Sam Shocker. At this hour, our weather impact team is tracking the chance for some evening storms while we see wind in the metro. Take a look at our CDOT cameras near Vail Pass. Look at that.
Yeah, it's not sticking to the roads, but we see what's going on the side there.
Right.
That's snow in the high country. It's been snowing for about the last 30 minutes or so. Let's see what it looks like at the 9 News Arvada Bureau. Corey Reppenhagen, always on it, our meteorologist out there, shared the rain coming down hard, and it looks like it's kind of going a little sideways too. We got a little rain, and that's a heavy rainstorm and wind out there. So we knew this was happening because weather impact meteorologist Chris Spear says it was coming in today. And so you know that side of town too. We get it quick. We get it soon.
We do, and that's what keeps us on our toes and makes weather exciting. And I'm happy to say for the most part, these storms, although they're trying to flex their muscles a little bit, mostly sub-severe, which is good news. We've got the trough moving in. We talked about this trough yesterday, and it is here. We had a little shower earlier develop in South Aurora, and that has moved over by the airport. So that is what you see there, just to the east of DIA and to the south of the word Keensburg. So far, nothing severe coming out of that cell. The line that came off of the foothills earlier produced some heavy rain, as you saw from Corey there in Arvada. It's still coming down on the west side of town from Lakewood and Applewood up through Arvada into Broomfield. And this line, although not continuous, it does extend in pieces from outside of Boulder all the way up there into the Firestone, Dacono, Fort Lupton area. So raining pretty heavy on I-25 just to the north of Denver. And look at this nice shield of rain to the north. Fort Collins, Larimer County, Wellington, Loveland. You have a good moderate rain in progress as we speak. And higher up, as Kim was showing us just a minute ago, it is all snow. Now, we do have to watch these storms as they push east. A couple of those could try and get a little rowdy out there on the northeast plains between now and early evening. Kim and Sam will stay here and keep a close eye on this situation as it unfolds over the next few hours.
Chris, thank you. A psychologist who has worked for multiple schools in the Denver metro has been fired amid accusations he assaulted at least one female student. The report against 38-year-old James Chevrier was made to the Safe to Tell line May 9th. 3 days later, he was fired from Green Mountain and Bear Creek high schools. He was arrested for sexual assault on a child under 15 and soliciting for child prostitution charges, among others. He also previously worked for Evergreen High School and the Cherry Creek School District, as well as has a private practice. Detectives are now looking for anyone else who may have more information about him. A former Colorado resident is among the transgender service members that will soon be forced out of the military. At least 1,000 people will be discharged to abide by Trump's ban on transgender troops, but officials expect that number to grow.
This ban is being enforced while other legal challenges against it proceed. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Rosari introduces us to one U.S. infantry soldier not going out without a fight.
Coloradans crave adventure, but the last few months have been a journey Kara Corcoran wishes
I love this country,
didn't exist.
and I want to continue to serve this country.
Corcoran is a U.S. Army major with 2 deployments to Afghanistan and 17 years of experience. She also happens to be transgender, which means her time in the military is almost up. President Trump signed an executive order banning transgender people in the military, saying they are, quote, incompatible with the high mental and physical standards necessary for military service. Troops have until June 6th to self-identify as transgender for voluntary separation.
I'm not going to voluntarily separate. I will involuntarily separate because a group, a board will have to look me straight in the eye and tell me that I am not fit to fight and serve this country when I have proven that time and time again.
Corcoran doesn't just worry for the military members losing their right to serve, but also the ripple effects it will have on the troops that remain. It's unclear exactly how many members the military will lose. Right now, it's at 1,000, but officials expect that number to go up.
It hurts to know that, you have service members who are ready and willing, able to lay down their lives for this country, and we're tossing them to the street for no actual reason.
Corcoran will try to apply for a waiver, but she says its strict parameters make it difficult to qualify for it. The former Denver Bandit football player plans to move back to Colorado if or when she separates. She hopes challenges against this ban eventually win, and those Colorado climbs will be put on hold for another adventure.
We will continue to move forward and prove that we are fit to fight for this country.
Corcoran wants to stress her views are her own. They don't reflect the Department of Defense or U.S. Army. She says any transgender troop that has served at least 18 years can qualify for the retirement benefits they normally wouldn't get until they stayed in for 20 years. With 17 years under her belt, Corcoran will fall short and miss out on those benefits. Jaleesa Rosari, 9 News.
And yet, Jaleesa, you pointed out how much she loves this job and how much she believes in serving her country. 2 tours in Afghanistan.
And 17 years of experience, right? I mean, I can't emphasize enough how many times Corcoran said she loves this country and she wants to fight for this country and she wants to stand by this country. Obviously, that's all up in the air now.
Oh, we'll see what happens, and we're glad she spoke to you and shared that story. It's important for us to hear it. All right, thank you. President Trump is dealing and dining in Qatar. He recently signed what the White House calls a major economic deal, but wouldn't give exact specifics.
He's selling Boeing jets to the nation. He once said harbored terrorists while getting a gift as well. In fact, NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more.
President Trump in Qatar today for the second leg of his Middle East trip, a visit focused on resetting relationships and striking deals.
But we've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man.
With the country he accused of harboring terrorists in his first term. Today, a different tone.
We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. You're buying a lot of that equipment.
The emir signing an agreement to buy up to 210 Boeing jets from the U.S. amid that controversial gift from Qatar, a $400 million luxury jet the president says he wants to use as Air Force One, drawing bipartisan backlash.
The plane poses significant espionage and surveillance problems, so we'll see how this issue plays out, but I certainly have concerns.
Earlier in Saudi Arabia, a remarkable face-to-face meeting. The president greeting the new leader of Syria, Ahmed al-Sharaa, a rebel leader who ousted the former dictator of the war-torn country.
He's got a real shot at pulling it together.
President Trump ending sanctions that had been in place for decades. That sparked celebrations in the streets of Syria. The president now weighing a stop in Turkey, where talks to end the war in Ukraine will begin Thursday. Ukrainian President Zelensky will attend, but it's not clear if Russian President Putin will.
I don't know if he's showing up. I know he would like me to be there. And that's a possibility. If we could end the war, I'd be thinking about that.
So while it's still up in the air whether President Trump will join the talks in Turkey, he is scheduled to wrap up his Middle East trip tomorrow in the United Arab Emirates. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Washington.
Commerce City Police will soon be using drones in their first responder program. The department announced the initiative today. The plan is to install drones on top of several buildings throughout Commerce City. Drones will be operated by a brand new real-time crime center. Commerce City Police say they will respond to specific calls or alerts from the Flock public safety system, and they won't be used for routine surveillance. In addition to the drones, Commerce City Police have brought back their K-9 unit and are planning to hire 3 mental health co-responders. We continue to follow questions surrounding that Flock system. Denver says they will stop using the cameras by the end of the year. Today, 9 News reporter Mark Salinger is taking those questions to Mayor Mike Johnston. You can see that story tonight on Next with Kyle Clark at 6 o'clock.